Wondering what to do if your flight arrives really early at Dublin Airport? I've got the answers for you in today's podcast. Flights to Ireland from North America are overnight, which means you arrive in Ireland in the morning and you have a full day for exploration. Now, if you've rented a car and you're ready to hit the road, the first thing I recommend you do is get a really good breakfast. That's going to fuel you for the day ahead because remember, your body's fuel is either food or sleep. And since you're probably a little bit jet lagged, your body is going to be craving more than airline food to keep it moving. Now, if you need jet lag tips, I've got them and you can grab them out of the show notes. So go ahead and open up that app you're listening to, and the link should be right there. Now, if you are arriving before 9 a.m. and hitting the road, getting your car, hitting the road, I wouldn't suggest going much further than the arrivals hall if you're looking for food. Early morning breakfast really isn't a thing in Ireland. So beyond the options in the arrival hall, and there are a few, and they're not bad. But other than that, what you're going to find that early in the morning is gas stations. Now, I'm going to preface this with the fact that gas stations have some really good food in Ireland. A lot of them will have like a hot deli in them, but it's depending on which way you're going, where's the closest gas station. So I would highly recommend that if you've arrived before 9 a.m. and you want to have a good solid meal, just get it at the airport before you pick up your car. Now, what if your first stop is Dublin City? This seems to be a constant question in the forums that I follow. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's podcast. If your itinerary is taking you into Northern Ireland or even Donegal, I want to make sure that you have met my friend Adam, who is going to be able to take you on probably one of the most unique tours you'll find in the area. Adam, why don't you tell them about it?
So my company, Flat Cap Adventures, provides 4x4 tours covering the North Wild Atlantic Way and Causeway Coast. We visit County Antrim, County Londonderry and County Donegal within that tour, and we visit areas of Ireland that would not normally be accessible by car. So we travel on a lot of single track roads with grass growing up the middle of them, and they're quite often they're washed out, so it takes the 4x4 to actually travel into these areas. The scenery is absolutely fantastic, and we also touch on some of the local history. So one of the things that we do is we visit Doch Famine Village, which brings the story of the famine and shows you why the landscapes are the way that they are. If you want to find out more, visit our website, which is www.flatcapadventures.com.
Don't forget to mention that you learned about Flat Cap Adventurers on the Traveling in Ireland podcast. For booking and more information, visit IrelandFamilyVacations.com/flatcap. It's all one word, FLATCAP. If your first stop in Ireland is a day or two in Dublin, you've actually made a really good choice. You can easily adjust to the time difference without needing to drive, and the city is terrific for walking and kind of staving off that tiredness that you're going to feel as soon as the adrenaline wears off. But what about your luggage? And what should you do so early in the morning? I've got the answers for you. The first thing you're going to probably consider is early check-in at Dublin hotels. And you can always request it, but it's never, ever guaranteed. If you must have a hotel room that you can check into upon arrival, you are going to need to book for the evening prior. So this goes for hotel rooms, Airbnbs, hostels, whatever accommodation you are checking into. If it must be available when you arrive, you need to book it in for the night before. And then just let them know that you're going for a late check-in, a very late check-in, as a matter of fact. But it's very common. They're very used to it. Nobody's going to give away your hotel room as long as you let them know that you will have a late check-in. This is the only way to guarantee that your room will be ready when you roll in between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Now, if you don't want to spend the money on an extra night's accommodation, most hotels will hold your bags in a secure space so you can jump right into everything the city has to offer. If you're not staying in a hotel, but you're staying someplace that won't hold your bags, there are spots across the city that will do so for a fee. Your bags will be stored securely and they're insured. You're going to find these in a lot of little shops. Maybe some smaller hotels or B&Bs will also do this for a fee. One company that offers this in Dublin is Bounce. Pre-booking is not required, so you can literally roll up that morning and open it up, find a location close to you, and book. So if you need to do that, use IrelandFamilyVacations.com/bounce, BOUNCE. You can view locations and book just directly that way. The next thing you want to do if you're arriving in Dublin and it's early is eat a good meal. Just like my recommendation for those who are heading out in a car, find some place for your first breakfast in Ireland. If you're arriving before 7 a.m., the nearest breakfast spot may be the hotel that you're staying in or that you're dropping your bags off at. But as the morning progresses, there are going to be more spots that open up. A few really good spots to keep in mind are Kiosk Cafe on Trinity Street. This opens at 6:30 a.m. except for Sundays. The Taste Food Company on South William Street opens at 7. Bewley's Cafe on Grafton Street also opens at 7. The Stage Door Cafe on Essex Street, which is in Temple Bar, opens at 8. Goose on the Loose on Kevin Street opens at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. And the Bakehouse on Bachelor's Walk opens at 9 a.m. That's just a few options, but you are going to find that there aren't that many available super early in the morning. After 9 a.m., your options are going to expand a little bit. Are you ready to embark on an unforgettable journey through the enchanting landscapes and vibrant culture of Ireland? You can get expert tips for your Ireland vacation with my free guide, Ireland Vacation Planning Tips for First-Time Visitors. These insights will help you craft an itinerary that enhances your experience without overwhelming you. And by signing up, you'll receive weekly advice and exclusive offers straight to your inbox. To get this, you can visit IrelandFamilyVacations.com/first visit. That's all one word, FIRSTVISIT. And finally, this is my number one tip for kind of kicking off that jet lag, is to just get moving. Now, a lot of sites and attractions in Dublin aren't going to open until 9 or 10 a.m., but you're still going to find plenty to occupy your time in the city before then. I really think that Dublin has a different feel in the morning before people start coming into work and the tourists who have stayed in town overnight are awake. It's like perfectly peaceful. So, keep these activities in mind for that early morning arrival. Have a wander through Temple Bar before the crowds arrive. It's a great time to get some really beautiful shots of the pubs and the buildings and the cobblestone streets before it's filled with people. You can grab a cup of, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, and have a stroll through St. Stephen's Green. It's a beautiful park right in the middle of town. Gorgeous walking trails, beautiful little lake. It's just a lovely spot to walk through. You could hop aboard a city bus and head out to Phoenix Park, so a much larger park to stroll through. You could get some early morning photos and selfies on the Halfpenny Bridge before the crowds start crossing it and have a stroll along the Liffey. Or you can just really wander the streets and get your bearings so you know where things are at when they start opening and you're ready to really begin your touring in Dublin. Now, the average check-in time at Dublin hotels is 4 p.m. If your room is ready before then and you have left contact information with the hotel, they will let you know and you can head back then. But I think the very best game plan for your first day in Ireland is to eat well and to stay active. Go to bed around 8 p.m. unless you've gotten like a major second wind and you're ready to hit some pubs and listen to some music. Set an alarm for no later than 9 a.m. the next day. This is going to get you on to Irish time quickly and help to alleviate the jet lag during your vacation. I hope these tips for an early arrival in Dublin help you get your vacation off to a terrific start. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a 5-star review at Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you can't leave a review on your podcast app, visit the Ireland Family Vacations Facebook page and leave a review there, or go to Trustpilot at irelandfamilyvacations.com/trust and say something nice. I would really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me, Jody, Jody, at irelandfamilyvacations.com. I always answer. As always, thank you so much for listening, and until next time, slán go fóill.